We've all been there. How many times is it gonna take you to learn? You've been doing this for how long? And you still made that mistake? Why? You're never gonna make it. What are other people gonna think? Everyone's gonna laugh at you. Everyone's gonna doubt you. You thought you were good at this. Why? You know they're just judging you now. I told you would get it. Come on. They're all gonna laugh at you now. Why did you do that? They're the hardest people to silence. I've got a few things to say. And what I'm about to say directly relates to right here. From my experience this week, the exit of corner 9. See, I've had hundreds and hundreds of runs down this track, dating back to 2006. And there's no hiding, it's been a couple of years since I slid here, and since I slid here trying to get better. So that's where the doubt comes in. This is the expansion joint. This is where everyone measures whether they're gonna be okay or not on the sled. It's one of the points of interest. We want to be a certain height so to not get picked up really high at the end. What I'm about to show you is hands down the worst exit of 9 I have ever had in my life. This is corner 10. Right over there is where you saw me with my pan up, facing the wrong way. I was right there. I've never been in that situation. I've never had that happen. And because I've never had that happen, everything from the beginning of the video started to creep into my subconscious. My battery is about to die, so I don't know how long this is gonna work. I've had at least 700 runs on the Calgary track, and I've never done that. And because of the amount of time away from the sport, all I had to go on was my belief that I can still do this, that I can do this again. And when you have a mistake like that, for someone as experienced as I am or should be, it's really off-putting and very nerve-wracking. So I started to stew. Maybe I'm just decent. Maybe I can't be as good as I was or as I think I am. All of those thoughts just started to pop through my brain uncontrollably. There was nothing I could do or say to myself that would get rid of those. And the nerves just built and built. I got really nervous for my next run, and just it compounded and compounded. Oh. It's been a challenge for me to make this specific video, not because I didn't know what I want to say, but because there's so much I want to say. It was hard to narrow it down and to make sense of what I've been struggling with mentally and what my mind's frame has been as I've wrestled with these questions. I'm not trying to pontificate anything here. I'm just trying to share what my experience has been this week and what I've been struggling with mentally. And I also want to share two perspectives that helped me with that mental struggle. Point number one revolves around when and how these thoughts stick. They always pop up, and that's normal. That's just being a human being. But what becomes really troubling is when they stick and become a type of identity. That's a problem. And something I've identified this week is how or what steps you can take to counteract that. And what I've realized is that those self-doubt and self-limiting beliefs are their strongest when you don't have a plan of action. If all you want to be is good now, those self-doubts will stick because you have nothing to push back with. But if you have a plan for the future, 6 months from now, a week from now, 2 years, 10 years, then you have some real ammunition to fight back with and say to yourself, this is part of the process. This is where I am now. It's not where I am forever. One thing I like to say is, this is how I am now. This is not who I am. And there's a big difference. So how I am right now was a mistake in corner 9. Who I will be in the future is going to be better because of this mistake. But if I didn't have that end goal, if I didn't have that understanding that my goal is not today, I don't know if I would have been able to process through that struggle and that crash, I'll say, as efficiently as I did. It was not quick, but I would call it efficient. It is freezing. It was freezing. Time for point 2. And point 2 has a little bit to do with point 1. If you want to be good then, you have to make mistakes now. It's impossible to progress without making mistakes. And it's easier to move forward through a mistake with the vision of the future. Those are my 2 points. That's it. I hope my mistake over this week was beneficial, and I hope that if you're going through anything that requires composure and a wisdom of the future, that this will help you. And I want to wrap this video up by saying thank you to the Dreamweavers, to everyone who has donated to the campaign so far and made this a reality for myself, and making it so that I feel motivated and I feel the support to push through a week in an incident like this and share it with you. And if it's something that interests you and you're able to do, for every $10 donation, I'm going to handwrite your name on my sled so that I can take you down with me literally every single run of the rest of the season. Thank you for watching this, and subscribe if you haven't. And let me know in the comments of something you've been struggling with in the same kind of vein that I have. All right. Today's 5 seconds of gratitude is for this video and being able to get through this challenge.